Hey guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Masterson. I apologize that I'm having to come at you this way rather than in person, and I'm not able to meet you just yet. But as I said in my email, my daughter is sick. She's not feeling too well, so I'm going to be staying home with her today. Hopefully, I'll be returning to class on Wednesday, which would mean that I would see you guys on Thursday for the first time. So I'm going to do my best to keep you guys on pace with the students who are here on Monday, our A group, and just kind of explain the breakdown of the class and how things are going to work. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me, or you can ask me whenever I see you on Thursday. I'm going to be pretty lenient about expectations on this first week while we're all trying to get used to our hybrid mode. But please do let me know if you need anything from me. So, first thing I want to say is yes, I am aware that there's a little bit of a naming issue going on. I had some trouble with Plus Portals today, Monday, and it resulted in my sections being misnamed. So those of you who are in my third hour, you probably received a lot of information saying that you were in second hour and vice versa. Fourth hour, you're probably okay, but it's just kind of how things are going. For the most part for today, I think I've been able to correct a lot of things. If I haven't corrected something yet, just bear with me. Know that I am aware that there's an issue and you don't need to do anything. The problem is not on your end, it's on my end. And all of the registrations that I'm going to walk you through today still should be just fine. So first thing I want to say, and I'm going to give a more in-depth course overview when I return and when I see you guys on Thursday. But for right now, I did want to mention that every day in class, you'll need to make sure to bring your fully charged and fully functional laptop. And you'll also need headphones or earbuds to go with that. So it's your responsibility to make sure that your laptop is fully functional every day for class. If you have a cracked screen and that results in you not being able to do the day's work, that's your responsibility. You need to take care of your computer and you need to make sure that you submit a ticket or get it fixed or do what needs to be done to make sure that it is fully functional for class. Especially since I only see you guys every other day right now, I need our class time to be as productive as possible. In addition, if you're away from school, you don't want to have to be relying on a substandard piece of technology in order to do the work that I'm asking you to do. Again, that's your responsibility to get done, and you need to make sure that you're stepping up to the plate in that area. Now, as far as our class goes, and I'm doing one recording, but I'm speaking to both of my classes, so both my dual enrollment students and my CP students. Pretty much the same rules are going to apply for each of you. Excuse me. And I'm going to walk through my procedures for each of you. Now, obviously, different classes are going to have different assignments, but at least for this week, we have a similar structure of things. So I'm just using a couple of these as examples. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. So the first thing that I wanted to say is that for the most part, our classes are going to function as they normally would when you're on campus. So, you'll come into class, we'll have an agenda for the day, and we'll move through that. It's really when you're off campus that things get a little bit tricky. And so I wanted to walk through those procedures so that you understood exactly what my expectations are. So I will always designate your check-in procedures. I want to know within about 3 minutes of the start of class that you're with us, okay? Because I need to send my attendance in and make sure that the front office knows whether you're present or absent. It also tells me whether I can count your work for that day or if it's going to be not counted because you didn't check in and were therefore in an unexcused absence situation. So when you get ready for your work for the day, the first place you're going to come is OneNote. Now, I am going to abide by the rules that our administration has set, and I'm going to post all of our material on Moodle. I will update our calendar, and you'll obviously do a little bit of testing through Moodle. However, on a day-to-day basis, I prefer to use OneNote. I think it's a little bit easier, and for our purposes, it's just going to make things just more streamlined. So when you're ready to go on your days at home, this is where you're going to go first, okay? Everybody should have access to the content library, and you can see in each section. Okay, so here's my second hour class, here's my third hour class, and here's my fourth hour class. Every section has their own weekly agenda, and I post this generally on Friday afternoons. So the Friday afternoon, I'll post the following week's agenda. I don't always get it up on Fridays, but at the very latest, it'll be up at 7 a.m. on Mondays. So you're going to come here, you're going to go to our weekly agenda, and you're going to look at the columns. You can see that I have a column for classroom students. So for example, those of you who are in class today, we're going over some of the introductions, course overview, procedures, etc. And then you're going to have a column for home students. So this is what you're going to be doing on any day that you're at home. You can see that on Monday and Tuesday, I don't have any activities for my at-home students other than AR testing. And B students, while it's on my mind, today, the 18th, okay, Tuesday, August 18th, is your last day to test, okay? So if you have problems with that, you need to shoot me an email sooner rather than later. The library closes at 4 today, so you need to make sure to get your test done now. And you can see, even though you guys weren't aware of it, or even though you guys didn't have access to it, just for clarity's sake and consistency's sake, I did put that right here. But it was also posted a bunch of other places as well. I'm also going to have a homework tab, okay? So if you have any homework, this is where it will be listed. And I'll be very clear about what homework applies to which students. So if A students have an assignment, this is what it'll look like. If B students have an assignment, this is what it'll look like. If A and B students have the same assignment, this is what it will look like. Okay, it should be very clear what my expectations are. This week, you have no extra homework for me. Enjoy it. That does not happen super often, but I do try and be judicious about how much homework I expect from you guys. I like to keep it to no more than 15 or 20 minutes per night, and it's not going to happen every single evening. All right. Now, for some of the more complicated days, let's look at Wednesday and Thursday. You can see that these days, hopefully I'll be back on campus by then, but you can see that these days we have a little bit more of an in-depth activity. We're going to be doing, those students who are on campus are going to be doing a 3-2-1 for our summer reading discussion, and then we're going to actually be having our summer reading discussion. While those of you who are at home have a summer reading Flipgrid to do, as well as a grammar diagnostic on No Red Ink. Now, another thing that I want to point out is you should notice that I'm sort of blocking days here. So Monday and Tuesday are kind of a set. Wednesday and Thursday are a set, meaning that I'm going to do the same thing in class on Wednesday and Thursday, and my home assignment is the same on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Fridays, we're going to have an assignment in common. We're going to be synchronous on Fridays. Now, it doesn't mean that we're always going to be talking to each other, but if you're at home, you're going to be doing the same work that my students in class are doing. Okay, so this is my dual enrollment class. So you guys are going to be doing a diagnostic essay on Friday. And my 4th hour class, you guys are going to be doing a little ed puzzle work on Friday. Okay? And here's a good example of what I was saying earlier about the A and B students' homework assignments. So that kind of takes care of the weekly agenda. Okay, so again, this is where you're going to look. Now, how do you let me know that you're actually in class, quote unquote, when you are at home? Here's what I want you to do. There should be an attendance tab in your content library with a link to an attendance form. This is just what we're going to do for the first few weeks until I have Dino set up the way that I want it. But you're going to click the attendance form, and it's going to bring you to a Google Doc. You're going to fill this out, okay? Name, last name, which group are you, and then which period are you. You're going to click submit, and that's going to let me know that you're in class. So that needs to be done within the first 3 minutes of class. If I see that it's not done, I'm going to assume that you're absent and that any work you do for that day does not count. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to go back, complete your work on the weekly agenda. And then some days, I don't have it here because I'm not doing one this week. Some days I'm going to do an exit ticket. And this is just kind of to keep you guys honest and to help me assess your understanding. If you're not in front of me, sometimes it can be really hard for me to get a feel for how material is landing and if you're understanding it and if you're ready to move forward. And so I'm going to do, starting next week, what we call an exit ticket. And I'm going to push that to you about 5 minutes before the end of class. It'll be for something very simple. Rate your understanding on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. It might be a very quick little check this box if you feel that you did all of the day's work adequately, that kind of thing. So nothing too strenuous, just something to make sure that you're still actively engaged in front of your computer, that you're still in class, and it's going to help me understand how well you've understood the material for the day. Okay, so that's the weekly agenda. You can kind of explore the rest of these on your own. We'll go through them as we need to. But right now what I want to do is go to our enrollments. So second hour, I'm talking to you right now. And yes, this is actually my second hour, not my mistakenly named third hour. So if this is second period, you're going to go to course information, and then third hour, you guys are, and fourth hour, y'all are all going to follow the same instructions. Okay. Now be very careful, because obviously these enrollments are unique to each class period. So make sure you're not just following what I'm doing on the screen, but you're actually going to your OneNote and looking at these enrollments, because I don't want everybody enrolled in the wrong classes. Okay. So second hour, go to your course information page. You guys can review the syllabus if you'd like, but otherwise I need you to go to enrollments, and I need you to enroll in each of these classes. So Turnitin.com, here's your class ID, and Masterson is the enrollment key. NoodleTools.com, you're going to need to log in and revalidate if you're prompted. The ID is STMHS, and the password is the way. Criterion, class access code is right here for you. Now, what I've tried to do for No Red Ink and Flipgrid is to make it so that you just have to click the link and it'll enroll you in my classes. Now, No Red Ink is a little bit confusing, because what it'll do, it'll ask you to log in. And what it'll do is it'll tell you that you are enrolled. I'm not sure if it's going to let me do it because it recognizes that I'm a teacher. Okay. Well, what it's going to do is it's going to say you are enrolled in second hour English 4 dual enrollment, but then it's also going to have another box for you to join more classes if you want. So it's a little confusing, but as long as it says at the top of the page, you are enrolled in second hour English 4 DE, third hour English 4 DE, or fourth hour English 4 CP, you should be good to go. Again, we're not going to do no red. Actually, no, just kidding. This does need to be done correctly. So what I'll probably do is just run through really quickly on Tuesday night and make sure everybody is registered correctly. If you're not, I will shoot you an email and let you know. Okay. Let's see, go back to OneNote. Flipgrid, there shouldn't be any trouble with it. We got through it all okay today. And then Edpuzzle, here's your class code. Okay, again, just want to repeat myself. Third hour, you need to make sure that you're on your unique OneNote page and with your unique access codes. And fourth hour, same thing for you guys. Okay, I want you to make sure that you're all enrolled in the correct things. So once you get through all of those, okay, you should be good to go. I know that this probably didn't take the full class period, and that's okay. And it was also kind of a snooze. I was really looking forward to introducing you guys to me and letting you know who I am and how excited I am for the year. I know that this is a crazy situation that we find ourselves in. I'm a realist. I like to say things as they really are. So yes, this is hard, okay? But it doesn't mean that our year cannot be a really, really great one. I love this curriculum. I love teaching seniors. I've taught every grade level except for freshmen, thank goodness. But I've taught every grade level at STM, and I've taught every curriculum that we have to offer. And by far, seniors are my favorite students to teach because I feel like it's possible to be very real with you guys. It's possible to connect with you guys in a way that it's maybe not possible to connect with younger students. And I think that y'all are interested in the world around you because you're going to be entering it in a different way really, really soon. So I'm really looking forward to the year together. Again, this is, it's kind of the pits that this is how I'm introducing myself to you, but I hope at least you were able to get your enrollments taken care of and get a solid understanding of what things are looking like. I do really quickly before I sign off, I wanted to let you know what my expectations are for you because I won't see you until at the earliest Thursday. So on Wednesday, okay, so that's tomorrow when you're viewing this. On the 19th, you guys are going to be at home. So second and third hour, this is for you. You're going to need to go to No Red Ink and complete the grammar diagnostic. Okay, let me show you. Let's see. Okay, it's right here. Okay, it'll be ready for you as of Wednesday. Okay, so grammar diagnostic. You need to get that done during your class. Okay, and then you need to do a summer reading Flipgrid. I have recorded instructions for you, so you need to make sure to watch that whole thing. And A and B students, I have different, God, please excuse this. I have different instructions for my A students and my B students. Okay, so note here, I've kind of given you a little summary, but you do need to watch the full video to understand exactly what you need to do and how you'll be assessed on that. The other final thing, actually fourth hour, let me talk to you next. Okay, fourth hour. When you're at home on Wednesday, you're going to be doing the same thing, okay? You're going to be dealing with different texts because CP and dual enrollment read different works, but you guys are going to be doing the same stuff. The only thing that's different for you guys is you have an assignment on Thursday evening, okay? You need to read this handout that I've given you in preparation for our Nobel Prize work on Friday, okay? Other last warning, and then I promise I'm going to be done. Please, I have given you guys sort of an unprecedented amount of access to my plans for the year. I usually don't get this specific with my lesson plans, but I felt that it was necessary for things to run smoothly this year, especially while we're in hybrid mode. Please do not work ahead, okay? Telling you this for as your best interest, okay? Do not work ahead because just because you're doing the same thing on Wednesday and Thursday, my at-home students on Wednesday and Thursday are doing the same thing, I might have instructions that I need to give you that are particular to your group of students. So it is important that you guys, even though you see, okay, I see on Thursday I'm going to have to do this Flipgrid, it is very important that you wait until Thursday during class time to do that, okay? So I'm going to assume that you guys are all nodding your little heads right now and saying yes. It's just going to cause us all a lot of headaches if you try and work ahead to attempt to save yourself time. You're not going to save yourself time. You're going to cause yourself more time taken to complete these assignments because you're going to have to go back and redo them. And then I'm going to be really grumpy because I have to deal with it all. So let's not make that happen. Again, you guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have questions, either shoot me an email or just hold on to them until Thursday when I see you in class. And we're going to get through this together. All right. Thanks, you guys.